I'd like to talk to you today about the quality of the A.G. Russell traditional pocket knives. And that's because this is important to me. When I bought Hen and Rooster in 1975, I learned what real quality was in a pocket knife. This was very, very rare. And I'd like to show you some of these Hen and Rooster knives. And after I show you those knives, which were the epitome of quality until July of 1980, then I want to show you the knives that I'm making today in mainland China, because I'm getting finer work than I've ever gotten anywhere in the world except when I owned the Hen and Rooster factory. And as I show you the knives, I'll explain to you what makes them special, and especially so today when we've lost the mainstays of quality pocket knives in this country. Only two of the old standbys remain. Case, which is doing some remarkable work today, and Queen, which is struggling greatly, but they do make good, sound, American-made pocket knives. And then we have Bear & Son in Alabama, which is, compared to Case and Queen, a newer company, but their quality is improving quite a bit. We've sold some of their knives, and I'm sure we will sell others. But today I want to talk about A.G. Russell quality in traditional pocket knives. You notice this knife has been in the case, occasionally handled for the past 30-some years. The last Hen and Rooster knives of this quality were made before July 1980. So it's been a long time. You notice this little white spot? That's a breath mark. Somebody looked at the knife and breathed on it and left a microscopic point of moisture which was allowed to stay. You see this on knives that have been exhibited at knife shows and not properly cleaned, or in stores. You can see little spots on the nickel silver, the same thing. But what I want to show you is the absolute magnificent polish, leaving all of the lines perfectly sharp. I can't get this quality work done today. However, if you look at the inside, highly polished, and these knives are where I learned that I wanted a high finish on the inside of every knife. Now, this is a knife we made less than 2,000 of It's our CM5, the fifth in a series of Knife Collector Club knives with a .44 Magnum cartridge inlaid in the handle. This was our CM7, and this one was the first 100 knives were etched and engraved. The Hen and Rooster mark, Bertram, Germany, and CM7. Again, the high mirror finish, both inside and out. This one was an A.G. Russell design with a 45 Colt cartridge emblem inlaid. These knives can be found. This was the last collector knife made in Germany. This was the CM9, and the run was completed early in 1980. Stainless steel, nickel silver inlay of a 300 Savage cartridge. And you can see that etch on the blade. But the same super finish everywhere. These knives can be found on the Hen and Rooster page of the A.G. Russell Knives catalog. Now, what we've done, you see the inside of this knife. Now we've added a striker pin to stop the blade from hitting the hump. That absolutely prevents any movement past that point. You notice, while not as highly polished as the Hen and Rooster, it's quite clean on the inside. Now this lockback knife has a coil spring. We do that wherever we can. Sometimes the design precludes our being able to do that. On slip joints, we also go for a very clean inside with striker pins wherever needed. You'll notice a fine satin finish instead of the super high polish on the Hen and Rooster knives. All lines are perfectly clean and sharp, no overbuffing. It's a rare factory that can produce that kind of polish. Case will do it on special knives, and Moki in Japan is capable of that work. But on knife after knife, you see the same polish on the inside, with one exception. My new Gents Folding Hunter has a bead blasted inside if you see if the camera shows it, you can see that we've cut the liners and removed metal. Now these liners are heat treated, so they're perfectly strong and able to hold the knife in place. But everything works so well on this knife that I decided I would accept the bead blasting and not insist that they repolish. Again, the striker pin, while hidden deep under the blade, does its job. Now, you notice we make the blades of our new knives as wide as possible and as long as possible. But there's all the blade we can crowd into that handle. And to help us do that, we cut a channel into the lock back, into the lock bar, to allow us to go deeper. The striker pin keeps it from striking the inside, and with the channel allows us to make that blade much wider than the handle. Now here's the knife. Because it's a mid-lock, it does not require a striker pin, because this kick impacts just above the pivot, which is right there. See, that's where the locking bar pivots with that pin. And the hump and that keep this blade from ever striking the inside of the knife. Can't happen. This is our pocket pruner. We call it the pocket beak. Thank you very much.